Get it, got it good. We
You
recover.
good?
Are you good? I'm good.
Good. Sean, you know
Looking
what
for
else
the good
grinds
life,
my gears other than this guy
better than
just
the life I lived when I thought
doing
I was
whatever he
gonna
wants
go
to do?
crazy. And now my grandmama ain't the only girl calling me baby.
You happy about that?
So if you feel it,
Uh, do ads. And I work in ads, so
and
it's
ads are pissing you
somewhat
off, so you're
somewhat
part of
for
the problem.
dude, ads are well, see, here's the problem is
Well, see,
they're
back
not my
away,
ads. They're
back
not my
away.
ads.
Oh, he likes his ads.
See, my ads, they're run on Google when you do a search. So you're looking for those ads. The ads I have a problem with are social media ads. And they've gotten worse. I didn't have a problem with ads for the longest time. I had friends who would like go and block the account every single time they saw an ad, and I didn't do that. I didn't care. I would see an ad like every couple of minutes, and it wasn't a problem. I don't know if you guys get on Twitter much. I know we've got the show Twitter. Um, I get on there quite a bit, and it seems like every second or third tweet, Facebook post, Instagram post, Reddit post, whatever, every second or third one is a freaking ad. And I've gone in and every single ad I see now, I go and block them. I just block the account from now. I get it. I get it. And I hate it. It's so annoying. Are you guys seeing like the same thing?
I've never thought Twitter was as bad, but it definitely has gotten worse. Like 2023 for sure. The Meta, Facebook, Instagram, that company, they have always been bad. Facebook and Instagram have
Yeah.
been flooded with ads for years now, and you almost don't even see like the people you're friends with. Like you don't see their timeline anymore.
It's a
It's
whole
mostly
different
paid
conversation
shit.
with their timeline. But yeah, I get like the now it's just specifically ads spamming everywhere. And like I can't handle it. It's too much.
You block all the ads one way, they just come out with new ads for you.
Well,
You just keep
this
blocking accounts.
actually, I've been seeing a lot of KC people, a lot of KC folks, when I'm scrolling on Twitter, there's a lot of people that are against uh, selling ad space on the uniform. So the Royals, I think Joshua Briscoe or somebody KC related was like, thank God the Royals didn't put any ad space on their jersey sleeve or whatever. A lot of baseball teams are now getting into that. We see the NBA has already gone towards that. But if we don't want to be flooded with ads, on our screens and while we're watching the game and stuff, you bet your ass we're gonna have to like to enjoy sports. Those organizations are gonna have to sell those ad logos on the jerseys. Like soccer jerseys have been that way for a long ass time.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
I personally would love to see sports go that way. I hate all the commercial breaks, everything. Like, and I understand they're built in with specific sports like football where you take a break every quarter, you have timeouts, things like that. It's not like soccer where you can take a break in the middle of the action, but I would say that I would love to get less ads and in the form of getting the revenue from the ads, put them on the uniforms. Do the running billboards across the sideline like they do in soccer, where they've got those running boards. They already do it. I think we've talked about it before, where you do the picture in picture with an ad while they're in a huddle or taking a timeout or a TV timeout, whatever, what have you. Give it to me that way. I think it's much better for the flow of the game, and it's much better for fan retention because now you're in the middle of a commercial and you're not flipping in between games. You're being able to keep them on your specific program if it's not the fan base of the teams who are playing as well.
things don't change unless or things don't as a fan base as a I don't know, collective sports fans, the people fighting against the corporate man, however you want to put it. Things don't change or go the way you want it to without advocacy and speaking up and telling those entities and those corporations like how you want certain things. You can fight for a certain amount of what you actually want for, but you got to know that if you take a certain stance, like some of the people that I've been seeing on Twitter, not wanting your ad logos on jerseys, where else are those ads going to come from? And we see it nonstop every day on our screens and in our faces. So unless you want more interruptions and more things getting in the way of your game on TV, when you can't go to the stadium, everybody else who's watching the game on a screen, if you don't want to be flooded that way, our main other option is add logos on your jerseys, and that's a giant stream of revenue for those companies that are just grabbing for all that ad money.
It's also a giant stream of revenue for your team. If you're looking at your team and you're saying, hey, I want to be able to attract free agents, and that means that I'm going to have to give them guaranteed money. Where does this come from? It doesn't come from just the jersey sales and the tickets and the things like and the TV deals. What else does it come from? It comes from having these ad revenues. And to take, for example, I just, I'm a big Chelsea fan. Well, their kit sponsor just the deal was out the window. It was over with, right? So they've got to go out and find a new one. They're looking at pulling in a $40 million 1-year deal from a sports betting company. $40 million for 1 year, and they don't even have Champions League. So they're getting one game a week, and it's all going to be domestic in England. And somebody's willing to pay $40 million to be the biggest sponsor on their kit for one season. That takes care of. You bring in a veteran who's on their second or maybe their third deal, and you give them a 2 or 3 year deal with 15 or just under per year, and they're looking to get it guaranteed. That one contract takes care of that one specific player.
That could be the difference in soccer.
That could be the difference in the NFL. Look at what Tyrann Mathieu did with the deal that he came in with. If a soccer team who is not playing in Champions League is getting $40 million for 1 year, what could an NFL team get that's worth more than almost any soccer club?
We could get DeAndre Hopkins.
Stop it. I want to hear this. Lance the Spoken.
Well, where's he going?
How did you join? He's not signed anywhere, obviously. However, D-Hop did just have his he had a visit with the New England Patriots today. There are a lot of 2-day visit. There have been posts on Instagram with him
Robert
and other
Kraft
players
showing him the best massage parlors around.
He'd have to take him to Miami to do that.
Where do you think they're
at? Yeah, so he had a 2-day visit. He's been posting on Instagram with other players, obviously who he knows, but saying, La Familia and things of that nature. It is rumored that he will not be leaving the Boston area without having at least a deal put in front of him. But it sounds like it sounds like he won't be leaving the Boston area for any other visits.
He's going to visit.
Bill Belichick has that history with sort of the prima donna receiver.
But do you think Diop wants to play with Mac Jones?
Jinx. Like I don't think so, but there are rumors again that he is very happy with the structure there, with the offensive coordinator they brought in, with the project that's going on. If I'm D-Hop, I don't take that unless they're offering the money that I want. And that's what he finds important.
They promised to tank and get the best quarterback next season. And so
D-Hop's how many seasons does D-Hop have left, dude?
8.
He's played 19 games in 2 seasons.
Get over that, man.
D-Hop's playing till he's 40, bro.
That's fine, but he's playing 2 games a year. And it ain't the playoffs. Ain't the playoffs, Tybo. He ain't going to a team that's going to the playoffs. He's trying to get that money.
And next year, they'll draft the best rookie quarterback.
He's going to Arizona.
I'm so tired of Lance the Spoken on Twitter, man. I can't I
What's he
can't,
done?
man.
What's he done to you?
Every single tweet is D Hop this, D Hop that, D Hop's coming to Kansas City. Wham. Shut up, Lance. I'm tired of you.
Calling him out.
It's not coming. I call him out
This
on
is
Twitter all the time.
this is
I
this is
don't
years
follow the
worth of
guy.
aggravation.
I don't follow the guy, yet somehow he always ends up on my Twitter feed, and I'm tired of it.
So I got a question for you. What are you going to do if D-Hop does come to the Chiefs?
Let's concede. Like,
You gonna
hey,
suck our dicks?
I got it wrong.
You got to pick. You got to do
You're
something.
gonna eat your words
I'll eat my words.
because we've been optimistic about it, and you've just been extremely pessimistic about it.
If D-Hop comes to the Chiefs, we have to make you do a food challenge. Is there a local food challenge in KC somewhere?
I'm sure there's
Not that
something.
I know of.
I know there's a couple. There's the food challenges that I've heard of in Kansas City. It's not like getting your food free or anything like that. It's just like you pay to do the challenge, and like if you succeed, you get your name up on the wall or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not about that.
I'll help pay for that, man. If D-Hop comes to the Chiefs, I want to see that.
Under a condition, it can't be like the
You pick
really,
the food challenge. You pick the food challenge.
You'll have to give me ideas.
We'll
for
put
the
your
food
options in front of you because he's got some dietary restrictions, Sean.
That is true.
He tells us what
kill
it
the
is,
man.
and we'll help him out.
We'll figure that out. You guys
His
put
gut
together
hates
a
him,
list.
actually.
We'll figure it out. But on the flip side, you guys are optimistic. So if I have to do one because I'm so vehemently against this and believe that it's not happening, what are you guys doing when you're wrong?
Well, it's not necessarily
your words.
We've come to terms with that. We don't have him.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
It's not like a matter of being right or wrong here. It's just like we are open to the possibility of D-Hop coming here. We like to speculate at the moves that could be made to acquire said DeAndre Hopkins. But you shut it down since the beginning. And you've been tired of hearing it since the second week people have been talking about it. So
since day one.
Yeah. That's the difference.
I don't want a guy who's not going to be around, but we've been over this.
Our receiver room has been banged up quite a bit. While Tyreek was here, he was out there most of the time. Yeah, I think he only had like 2 notable injuries in his time in Kansas City, but everybody else is a little bit injury prone, man.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm happy with the wide receiver room. I'm not. I think D-Hop, if he could play an entire season, yeah, he obviously makes that wide receiver room better, but he won't play a full season. He hasn't shown that he can.
Your data is only going off of 2 years of his career.
What have you done for me now, isn't it?
Not always.
Kyrie's one of the better basketball players in the league, but he gets shit talked on Twitter all day because what have you done for me now? Kevin Durant, same
Everybody
thing.
gets shit
what
talked
have you done for me
Twitter.
now? Fair enough.
That's not a good argument there.
But it's the same thing across all media. What have you done? It's what have you done for me now?
Well, Kyrie, I feel like, has done a lot less for anybody now than Kevin Durant has. Kevin Durant at least has a ring.
I mean, look at it this
Kyrie
way.
has a ring too.
Ah, damn it! I forgot about that. He didn't. Well, all right.
Look at it this way.
Yeah.
We all love Travis Kelce, and this by no means is me saying like anything is going to happen this season. But if Travis Kelce for the next 2 to 3 seasons is only playing half of the games, are we still looking to keep him as our starter? Or are we going to start integrating other players to take his role away and do that fairly quickly within that time frame? We're not going to want to keep around
if the money
player.
Makes sense and he wants to stay here, absolutely.
If the money, that's what I'm saying though. If the money makes sense, the money doesn't make sense when you're paying a guy who hasn't played more than half a season up to $18-20 million a year. If the money, I've been with you guys saying if the money makes sense, but that money is very, very low when you're talking about you need a number 1 receiver and he's only around for half of the games. That's not an Odell Beckham Jr. deal with 15 plus. That's, hey, you got 1 season and we're looking at probably sub 5.
Sub 5 is very drastic to me. That's a big low ball.
You can also go out there
Because
and you can blow.
you have to weigh the possibility that because he's still able. There's no question in my mind that this is not exactly the same thing as Julio Jones coming off of some
No,
of his injuries.
yeah,
It's not going to be as big of a drop off as like Julio Jones on the Falcons to Julio Jones on the Titans. But you got to weigh in the fact that or the possibility that he could go off and have no injury problems.
yes, and this is the way that I'm looking at it. So maybe not a lot of people are looking at it this way, but like there are some needs on this team, right? We're looking at stars and depth where it's needed. And I do not disagree that wide receiver is needed, but let's say there is $20 million available. We've got because the numbers being thrown around for D Hop is roughly 15 to 20. So let's say
Right.
we've got a range of 15 to $20 million available. You can bring in D Hop. Again, uncertain that he'll play a full season because he hasn't shown it. We don't know, but the ability is clearly there, right? Or you can go out and you can get a guy like Yannick Ngakoue and pay him 15 to $20 million. And now you've solidified the defense who's going to be able to get Patrick Mahomes the ball no matter what. You pay D Hop and hope that and pray that he sticks around for a full season, including a long playoff run? Or do you take the chance on a much younger star defensive end who has gone out and produced and shown that he can continue to play a full season?
I
Depends
don't
on
think
if
he
you
played a
want
full season last season.
that crazy good offense or that crazy good defense. Knowing Andy, he probably wants the offense, but
I also don't want to personally. I also don't want to allocate money to, especially long-term deals, to older guys who may not stick around when we've got young guys on this team we need to pay to. I think that's been one of my biggest motivators. Like, okay, even if we don't get Yannick, I'm fine with that because I want to be able to pay Trey and Creed Humphrey and Nick Bolton and Willie Gay and L'Jarius Sneed and obviously Chris Jones is already being worked on, so that isn't in question. But like those guys should all be worked on.
He missed 2 games last year. Yannick Ngakoue missed 2 games. I don't know. This was part of the discussion last week. I would rather have a defensive end like Ngakoue over going out and trying to get D Hop, but the it's already been known. It's already been put out there that the Chiefs went after D Hop. Like if Pat Mahomes is in the front office this year, like whatever's happening behind the scenes in Kansas City that has motivated us to go after him, if that's who they feel they need to bring in, if we can get D Hop at 15, I'm for sure taking that. That is not an unreasonable ask in my opinion. Because I know some reports earlier on was that he was wanting to be the highest paid wide receiver, and we were looking at over 30 a year. Like when this first started, but a long time ago. But
in the reports,
D Hop at 15 a year, and I'm hoping that this contract's only for 1 year. Like I don't necessarily want to keep his old ass around. But if we got a little younger on a already young Super Bowl winning team, and so adding D Hop to this roster, I feel like just keeps us Super Bowl level contenders. Like there are some question marks in our wide receiver room, but I feel like our defense has got better. So we're essentially a quite similar team to last year. But you add D Hop to this roster, and that's like we're going right back for another Super Bowl. Like that is the caliber of this team, and that should be the expectation.
I think one of the important parts to point out, and like you're saying that the Chiefs have been linked, and everybody is saying, "Hey, the Chiefs are rumored to go and get him. We've been linked with him before he got cut." I think that is an important piece because it does show the interest. but that is missing key information because the interest that we showed in D-Hop for a trade and post-cut was prior to the Odell Beckham Jr. Contract. And so that's where that changed the whole deal when he could get way more.